Welcome to the webinar. My name is Aaron and today we'll be covering how to enter an opportunity into Mercury. Now there are a number of ways to open a new opportunity in Mercury. Firstly, off the dashboard here, this Add an Opportunity button. But today what we're going to do is actually go into the CRM tab and go to the opportunities here in the CRM and add a new one from here. So click on Home Loans under Opportunities, click this New Home Loan button and it will open up a new opportunity record for you in Mercury. So there's a new opportunity. We'll go through all of the fields here on the details page. The first thing to enter in here is the transaction name. We strongly recommend coming up with a naming convention, communicating that to all of your Mercury users and sticking to it. Reason being, this makes finding a transaction much easier in future if everybody knows how a transaction should be named. These three fields are where we can assign people to the loan. Firstly, the loan writer, the admin assistant, and the supervisor on the loan. The current status field here allows us to move the actual opportunity through the statuses as we've set out. To move a loan is fairly straightforward. You click on the green plus sign, you can see the old status, drop down the new status, move it into the new status and click OK. What will also happen when you do that is here under the history section, an entry will be made for each step of the way and it will be date stamped as well. The business reporting tools are largely driven from this particular field, so if you are using this field and using it fairly stringently, you will be able to use the reporting tools quite well. We can attach a lead source to this particular loan, which again allows us to generate reports from each particular referral source or lead source. And if this opportunity came about as part of a campaign, we can also assign it to a particular campaign. Internal reference field gives you somewhere where you can attach an internal reference number or ID if you do have a paper trail of each loan and you wish to at a glance and quite easily match them up to the actual paper file. The opportunity type can be changed from within an opportunity by simply dropping down this drop down and selecting the new opportunity type. The Add to My Workspace checkbox will add this particular loan to the individual user's workspace. Next column along is where we can actually assign a lender and a number of product details. So here we can choose the lender that this opportunity is for. We can enter the loan amount and enter any existing amount if it is a refinance. In this case, or this situation, I'll leave that blank. Enter the security value, and what you'll see is the LVR or the loan value ratio has been calculated automatically for us. We can also put in LMI if that is actually required. Now please note this LVR here will always show the non-capitalized LVR. The status notes field is somewhere where you can keep short notes on the actual opportunity. What a lot of people tend to use this for is keeping an eye or a track of where the actual loan is up to at that point in time. So you might quickly whack in the date, awaiting signed such and such documents. So at a glance, the next person into the opportunity can actually see that and see where it's up to. Now the transaction type, pre-approval, purchase, refi or variation, this list can be customized from the admin tab. The lender reference you'll generally fill in once the loan has actually settled and the lender has sent you back all of the documents and all of the associated identifiers on that particular opportunity. The apply online ID field I'll leave blank for now. We then have 5 date fields here, all vital dates on any opportunity. Finance date, deposit due, settlement, fixed or intra-rate expiry, and interest only expiry date. There is a confirmed checkbox next to the settlement date. Once the settlement date has been confirmed by the lender, you can check that box, and again that will affect your reporting. Finally, categories. We can add this opportunity to a number of categories if we so require. Click on the edit, choose the ones which are most appropriate, click OK, and we've now added it to that particular category. That allows us to pull a group of loans out from our CRM much more easily. So that's the details page, all fairly straightforward. We'll work our way down the side now. The next section are where we can assign our contacts. Now what we can do here is we can click on the green plus sign to create a new contact, If the contact already exists in the CRM, we can also link it, and that's what I will do. So I'm looking for Andrew Smith. That's him. Click on choose. Now it's pulled Andrew in. It's also pulled Karen in. Reason being is they are linked formally on their people records. What we can also do here is link in anybody else who might be associated with the actual loan. So Douglas Sandlin is the referrer, so he's the person who actually sent this deal to me. So I'm just going to change that around, and you can see I've now got the referrer assigned. I can also assign the accountants, conveyancers, guarantors, and so on and so forth, so I can have a complete list of everybody associated with this particular opportunity. The notes section, fairly straightforward. Click the green plus sign. We can then keep any notes here. We can select the note type. We can attach any relevant documents for that particular note. What we can also do is click on this sender's email button. Click sender's email. You can see it pre-populates our client's email addresses. We can then put the subject of the email in, or use a template if necessary. Once done, click send and save, and it will send both those people an email. You can also type in a CC or a BCC should you wish. Any notes created will appear here under the notes section. Tasks are next. This is where we can assign a task to this particular opportunity. To assign a new task, simply click the green plus sign, type in the subject of the task type, the owner, the delegate, the due date, and we can also click display in calendar if it is an actual calendar appointment. Again, the attachments are available. What we can also do here is click on this apply task template button. What that does is allows us to apply any of the task templates we've previously set up under the admin tab to this particular opportunity. So what you can do is you can set up a range of task templates for each step of the opportunity. When the opportunity reaches that next milestone, you can apply the relevant task template. Any attachments relevant to the opportunity can be attached here. That saves it to our database and allows you to then retrieve that attachment anytime you need. Fairly straightforward. Again, click on the attach from file or library. If we click file, find the relevant file, click open, and it will upload it to the opportunity here. Questionnaires is a very good feature, especially in the days of NCCP, where you need to be asking your clients specific questions that relate to the loan that they're applying for. Click on the green plus sign. You're presented with a number of questionnaires. Now, we have created a number of questionnaires for all of our Mercury users. These can be used as are, or they can actually be modified from the admin tab CRM settings. You can also create a whole range of custom questionnaires should you wish. To use one is fairly straightforward. Click on it, click choose. You'll be presented with a preview just so you can know for sure that's the one you're after. Close it down, and you'll see we now have it here in our questionnaires list. What we can now do is click on this little email button, and it brings up this standard email, which again is actually set on the template in the editor, in the questionnaires editor. Click on send and save, and again your clients will be sent this particular questionnaire. All they need to do then is click this launch the questionnaire link, which I'll click right now just to show you what it looks like. So this is exactly what your client would experience when they click that link. Click here to begin. They can then go through and they can fill out these details in their own time and send you their responses. What will happen is once all the responses have been put in and they navigate their way through to the submit button, click on submit, and it actually pushes all of their responses back to the opportunity in Mercury until the relevant questionnaire. So if I now double click on this, what you'll see in a few moments are the answers that I just put in appear here. It might just take a few moments for that to actually be uploaded. So next is Notepad. This is scribble space basically, where you can just keep any notes relevant to this particular opportunity that you don't believe belongs under the notes section up here. Now just one word on this particular notepad, there is a character limit. We have had people in the past copy and paste emails into the notepad. problem with that is you will fill the actual character limit quite quickly, and it also makes it very difficult to navigate your way around the emails. What we would recommend in that particular case is under Notes, create a new note for each email that you're putting in. Assets and liabilities allows you to track all of your client's assets and liabilities. Click on New, we'll click Asset to start. Now it will always default to the real estate first up, because more often than not you're going to have a real estate asset in there. It's pulled $400,000 value from the details page. We entered that in a little bit earlier. What we can do down here is we can actually type in the address, or we can click copy address from applicants. So if you've already put the address into one of your applicants on this particular loan, you can click on that and you'll see you're presented with them here. So in this particular case, let's say they're purchasing 7G1 Court, Greensboro. Click OK. There it is there. If it is rented, you can put in the, or there's an existing mortgage, you can put in the details of the rental and existing mortgage over here. Click Save, and there's our real estate asset. We can then go through and add more assets. Like a motor vehicle, it's a motorcycle, CBR 1000, and it's valued at $10,000. Save, and so on. Go through and add all of the relevant assets and liabilities. There we go. Next one down is calculations. So this is where we can do the important calculations for our customer for this particular opportunity. Now please note, we won't be going through these calculators in this particular webinar. They are covered in other webinars. Next up, products. So you've got to the point where you actually know which product you're going to apply for, you know how much you're going to apply for, you've got the loan just about ready to go. What we want to do now is click on this green plus sign and actually pull the loan, the product type, into this particular opportunity. Please note, the specific lender has been set to ANZ. Reason for that is because on the details page, we've set the lender to ANZ. If you try and change this to a different lender and choose a product from a different lender, it won't work, because Mercury identifies that there's two different lenders there and will actually stop that from working. So what we'll do in this particular case is stick with ANZ. Let's just check the 3-year fixed, and we're going to go for just a plain Jane 3-year fixed full rate full doc. Click Use Products. Now the rate will be adjusted based on any LVR or volume discounts. It will take the loan amount and also the LVR stated here on the details and calculate that discount if there is any to be applied. If you have a special discount, you have negotiated a better rate for your client, you can put it up here in the top right hand corner. Now you can put it on either the fixed, the variable, or the fixed and variable portion. So let's say you've negotiated a 0.1% discount on the fixed and variable part of the loan, put 0.1 in the special discount, fixed and variable, and it has adjusted those accordingly. Now the local documents folder you will see only on Mercury Desktop. What we encourage you to do is to basically ignore that particular section. It has been superseded by the notes section in Mercury. However, our long-term Mercury users once upon a time only had that as an option. That is how they have structured their business practices, so we've left it in there for them. But we strongly recommend not using the local documents. Please just use the notes and the attachments section instead. So that's how we enter all the details in. It hasn't taken very long. It's a fairly straightforward process. There are a couple of other things we will have a look at though before the end of the webinar, namely being generating compliance documents. Now before I go on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this Save Changes button. It's very important that as you go along and you do some work in Mercury, you do click the Save Changes button. Reason being, when you make a change, it won't actually apply to the database until you hit that button. So if you've gone through and you've entered in a lot of details and then your laptop runs out of battery, or you kick the plug out of the wall, or you accidentally hit the close button up the top, you will actually lose all of that data. So please get in the habit of hitting Save Changes frequently. Now there's a few buttons up here that we'll look at. Lodge to Connective. What that does is it notifies us that the loan has been lodged to the lender. That may assist us in matching a commission should the automatic commission matching system not do it automatically. So get in the habit of every time you go and you hit a submit button in Apply Online and you receive back a conditional approval or a referred, jump back into Mercury, hit that Lodge to Connective button, and that will just provide that advice to us. Start Apply Online application. Once you've got the opportunity here ready to go, click on Start Apply Online. What it will do then is it will package up all of that and it will push it across to Apply Online, which you can see it's doing now. It opens the opportunity in Apply Online and you can see all of the data is now pre-populated. There are a fair few other things that we do need to go through and put in, but that's details not contained in Mercury. The vast majority of data in Mercury that is relevant to the Apply Online application will carry across. What will also happen when you do that is the Apply Online ID will be populated, and you can see there it's pulled an ID from the system for us. And then finally we have this little section here. This is the Compliance Quick Docs. So there are a number of templates in the document section which you can utilize, or you can customize your own compliance documents. To use them is fairly straightforward. You simply select the relevant copy of the document and you can see it then opens up for you. And if I scroll down, what you'll see is a lot of the data has populated for you, so it's actually pulled that data out of Mercury for you. Whenever you generate a document, it will save it here under the attachments section automatically for you. If you've created a custom document, you can also merge to that by clicking on this Merge Document button. Select Letter Template. It will then prompt you to choose the document from any document folders which start with loans. You can see loans and loans compliance. Select your custom document, hit choose, and it will generate that particular document. So there we have it. That's how to enter an opportunity record into Mercury. Thank you for watching the webinar.